Guys, welcome to the live. Thank you for coming through. Guys, today I want to speak about your career progression. Okay, as you can see there on the screen, got some stuff for you. Pindish, hi, how are you? Nanali, strength to you, my friend. Thank you for coming through. Seka, I see you. Thank you for coming through. Batobi Ile, the queen moderator. Thank you for coming through, guys. I really appreciate you. I can see we're already tapping the screen. Let's see if we can get to 1K likes, guys. Thank you so much, for coming through. But Tobila, I was speaking about you yesterday. Funny enough, I was gossiping about you and your LinkedIn and how your LinkedIn is just it's taking off. Your LinkedIn is taking off. Ngiyakubona Batobila uyalwa, usempini, I'm really proud of you for that. Your LinkedIn is really looking good. Rap Steak, thank you for coming through. Thank you so much, guys. Guys, today I want to speak about your career progression. Okay. Very important topic, one of my favorites. As you can see on the screen, I've given you guys sort of like what your career map looks like, where you're starting at a supporting role and then you move into a strategic role and then you move into your influence role. It is great. Grateful for post scheduling. Okay, but Tobile, so you're already using post scheduling. I'm glad. I think you are now the LinkedIn person, but Tobile, I must send clients to you. You must help them with their LinkedIn profiles. I think right there you've got yourself a nice side hustle. I think you've nailed LinkedIn. It's like you knocked it off the park, So yeah. Tulani, thank you for following. Guys, make sure that you are following me. And then I got an interview and waiting for an offer. Ooh, Edna. Guys, please, some fire emojis for Edna. Edna is doing great things, guys. As the Fetch Army, when one of us wins, we all win. So Edna is about to get a dream job. Edna, I am so proud of you. I'm super, super, super proud of you, guys. Guys, let's throw those fire emojis for Edna. Edna, no problem at all. I'll give you tips anytime you need them, guys. With the Fetch Army here, we all in the same squad, and if one of us wins, we all win. So for Edna, guys, thank you for the fire emojis for Edna. But Tobile is saying wish you all the best, guys. This is what I like to see. All right, this is what I like to see. We are the Fetch Army. We don't play that, right? Whatever is in front of us, we go and we fetch it, and then Edna is fetching at this moment in time. Super, super proud of you, So yeah, guys, I want to speak to you about your career progression. And I want you to think of it like this, okay? When you get into varsity, right, for those of us who went to varsity or even high school, they will give you a curriculum, right, in terms of what needs to happen in the next coming 3 years. And they'll tell you what your first year is going to look like, what your second year is going to look like, and what your third year is going to look like. So what I have in front of you in terms of the career progression, that's exactly what's supposed to happen with your career. Okay. So when you start, you're starting at a supporting role, which is like your intern, your assistant, your administrator, and etc. Right? And then you move into a strategic role, which is your supervisor, manager, leader, team leader, specialist. And then you move into your influence position, which is your director, your head, and your C positions, right? CEO, CFO, CMO, and whatever the case is. So this is what's supposed to happen with your career. This is exactly what's supposed to happen with your career. So you need to find out on these three things, where are you sitting? Are you sitting at a supporting role currently? Are you sitting in a strategic role currently? Are you sitting in an influence role currently? So the influence role, guys, this is where we exit. So you want to exit at the highest level of your career. And this is what you guys are supposed to be doing, right? I don't want you guys to fall into the trap, your good team. I'm working for my kids. I'm working for my family. So when I'm sitting in a support role, as long as I'm earning a salary, I'll sit in a support role for the rest of my life, as long as my kids are eating and whatnot. It's not a bad thing to look after your family. But guys, this career thing is about you as well. You can't discount yourself. You can't put yourself aside for everybody else, right? You don't lose anything by moving on to the next job. I haven't even started SBU and I've graduated 7 years ago. What do you mean, Rapsteak? That is devastating. Please tell me more about what you studied, what you do. Tell me more about your LinkedIn, what it looks like. Just let me know what's going on there. All right. And then maybe we can speak about that a little bit, But guys, you can't, please don't fall into the trap of saying, as long as ngisebenza, as long as I get span, as long as I have a job, it's supposed to be fulfilling for you too. You're supposed to have fun in this journey, right? Because this does not mean you sacrifice working for your family. And I'll give you an example. The administrator is the longest support role, right, currently in the industry. So you can be an administrator. So an intern is a short space of time, right? You can't be an intern forever. So at some point it ends. An assistant as well is mid, if I can put it like that. You can be an assistant for quite a while, but at some point you expire. So latsofala no. So then you must you must just I'll remain in the life, but I'll miss out there and there. It's okay, Nanali. I have fallen ke sana kui trap, and it's been 5 years. Oh, vuvu. I hope you're following me. We need to speak about this, guys. So that trap, guys, is it's something I want to get you out of today. It's not about umsebenzi, guys. It's not about nyahola. This is supposed to be fulfilling for you. It's supposed to be a beautiful journey. You're supposed to enjoy it. It's supposed to be challenging you. And you don't compromise a lot. You haven't compromised a lot. Rapsteak, I haven't worked on my LinkedIn yet. Rapsteak, that is an issue, right? Because you need to be, I hold a BTech in safety management, degree in railway operations, certificate in project. Rapsteak, you have all of the things that the industry is looking for, but nobody can find you. Nobody can find you because you are not on LinkedIn. So people are not seeing you, the brilliance that you are, the qualifications that you are. Nobody can find you anywhere. So that is where your problem is. People can't find you, so people can't offer you jobs. People can't find out who you are. People can't find out what you know. So I would advise you, please get your LinkedIn sorted. Get on LinkedIn. That's where the opportunities are sitting, So as I was saying to you guys, the intern position is very short. The assistant position can be longer. The administrator position is the one that I know is the longest, right? I know people who've been in administration positions for like 20 years. And that is a trap, guys. That is a trap because it's one of those things of saying, as long as I'm an administrator, ngiyahola, nginomsebenzi, I'm happy. I'm feeding my family, right? But it does not cost you feeding your family if you start working towards getting into a strategic role. Because it does not mean now you must resign as an administrator, uhlale ekhaya, and not earn any money while you're waiting to get into a strategic role. No, guys, you work it simultaneously. So while you're still an administrator, you start thinking about what can I do, to move to the next level in terms of becoming strategic. You work on those skills. You upgrade yourself. You get a mentor. You speak to people. You understand systems, So it really does not cost you anything. You're not going to compromise your position. You are literally moving from an administrator position to a strategic position. And you move on a mali. You are moving with money. You understand what I'm saying? It's like you're starting to earn more. So your family is much more fulfilled. And then while you're sitting in a strategic role, you start thinking about how can I get into a role of influence? So you don't lose anything by working on yourself to move to the next level. This does not mean, and this is where people make the mistake. People think when you're saying you need to move out of the administrator position and get into a strategic position, people think we're saying you must resign and sit at home and then look for a strategic position. No, guys. While you still have that position that you are in, that's what you do. Okay. So, guys, sorry, let me just read comments very quickly. They're moving a little bit too fast. Okay, Rapsteak is going to work on the LinkedIn. Okay, I haven't worked on my LinkedIn. Uspiki as a mechanical fitter speaker. You need to work on it. You need to work on it urgently. Let's fix that. Book a LinkedIn session with Coach Sbu for a low fee and get your LinkedIn in. Exactly. But Toby, guys, if you want to fix your LinkedIn, the fee is $199. Okay, it's for an hour. We're going to do it via Zoom. We're going to sort out your LinkedIn profile. Go to careeremporium.co.za. You can see the website. I have it there. I've stumbled on this live. Hello. I had to resign 2 months back on the strategic role. But, Tsinolo, tell me more why you had to resign on that role, and let's see how we can get you back. So strategic position will be if you are in admin. Tizzy, if you are in a supporting role, intern, assistant, administrator, your next step is a strategic role, which is supervisor, manager, leader, and specialist. So that's how you progress, right? You go from one to another. Once you're in a strategic role, which is your supervisor, manager, leader, specialist, now you're moving to the next one, which is director, the head of a division, or the C position, which is CEO, etc. Sbu, you are charging for LinkedIn session, coach. I'm new in your life. Okti, yes, I do. It's 199 for a LinkedIn session. You can book it on careeremporium.co.za and then we can sort you out. Thank you, Nana Lee, for telling everybody to tap the screen. Khopotso, thank you for coming through. Yeah, guys, so make sure that you're following me so that you can know whenever I go live. You can go to careeremporium.co.za and join the WhatsApp group as well, where I will be reposting some of the things that we discuss here. All right. So, guys, that's why it's supposed to be fulfilling for you. So, let trap your guti know I'm working. This is a job. The economy is tough. What if there's no growth in the department I'm in? Lelo. If there's no growth in the department that you're in, I always say to people, you are not a tree. That means you've served the company that you work for. It's time to start looking outside where there are growth opportunities. Guys, when I started, I worked for small businesses only. Literally, the company that I worked for when I started, there was only 5 of us. And then I was in a supporting role. I was a junior analyst. But before I moved, I made sure I become the most brilliant junior analyst, because that's where you learn the basic skills. So I taught myself basic skills. I stayed in that junior position for a year, right? Just less than a year. And I learned as much as I can about the industry, about the systems, about the software that we're using. And by virtue of me supporting another manager, I started learning a lot from that manager as well. How they speak, how they walk. I would ask questions about what happens at the managers meeting and all of that. So I was gaining all of the skills and the knowledge to prepare myself for the strategic role. Before the year ended, I was already speaking like somebody who was in a strategic role, even though I wasn't. I was already thinking like them. I was already walking like them. And I knew what kind of information I would take when I go to an interview for a strategic role. When I went for an interview on a strategic role, the next year I became I actually got headhunted for a senior analyst position. When I went there, I was already speaking like a senior analyst because I spent a lot of time. And that's the important thing about the supporting role, guys. If you play your supporting role right and you don't sit in it, no complacency, guys, as Lalila with the Fetch Army, right? Complacency is a state where you just sit and you're saying, I'm just glad I have a job. And then you don't do anything further. You don't interact with your manager. You don't interact with your systems. You don't ask about the software. You don't ask for additional tasks. Because you are not preparing yourself for a strategic role. So once you're sitting in a supporting role, guys, you have to be the best support. And I'll tell you some of the mistakes that people make in a supporting role, okay? So people feel undermined. Oh, they're sending me to do this and do that and whatnot. Let me tell you something. The first thing is the contract that you signed. Guys, you cannot complain about the contracts that you've signed. You cannot complain about the contracts that you signed. You signed a contract for a supporting role. You are in a supporting role. You belong in a supporting role, right? Do it perfectly. But learn, guys, learn. Don't have hostility. Guys, I don't know where this thing comes from. When people wake up in the morning and they are going to work, they are already treating it like we are going to a war zone. They're already treating the employer as if the employer hates them or the employer is trying to punish to punish them. When you wake up in the morning with that mentality, you're going to miss out on a lot of opportunities to grow and learn. So you understand what I'm saying? Don't go there as if you're going to war. Go there as if you're going to learn. Guys, like I said, this is like varsity. First year, second year, third year. So when you're going to work, you're not going for other people. You are going for yourself. You're going there to have a beautiful career progression. Guys, you want to get into your third year, into an influence role. Lasso retire corner and look back at your career and say, Marumuntu Spanil. I remember the first day in Kibeli takes and going to this interview. First time I was spanning and then I remember walking into the workplace and being confused, and look at me now. I'm exiting at the highest level of my profession. That is what you strive for. So don't get caught up in this trap of being hostile towards the workplace and whatnot. And I understand why we're being hostile towards the workplace. I fully get it, right? In most cases, we go to workplaces where people don't treat us right. I am not going to discount that. I'm not saying niyahlanya, such does not exist. It does exist. You go to workplaces where people don't treat you right? High level hang. But the question is, what are you going to take that experience? What are you going to do with that experience once you take it? Because guys, you must remember, as long as you are in a supporting role, and as long as you are in a strategic role, It's a passage. Uyandlula. You understand? You are going through. So you can't be investing too many emotions, fighting with people, trying to be Steve Biko and changing things in the company and whatnot. That is not your job. Those things you are able to influence them when you're on the influence role. But as long as you strategic role, guys, in Yandlula. So you can't be too involved as Impini. You can't be too involved in uh, people that are toxic. A toxic environment becomes toxic once you start interacting with the toxicity. Sometimes you must just sit and mind your business. There'll be 2 or 3 people that you can work with. Otherwise, if that is not working, you resign and then you look for a new one. And by saying resign, guys, I'm not saying you resign. You resign, you look for something else so that you can exit. Go check my blog article about how to exit your current toxic workplace on careerimpuram.co.za so that you know how to exit while you are still working. Guys, employers love a bus that's already moving. So as directors of companies, we like employing people that are already working, not people that are sitting at home. So you don't fall into the trap of resigning and sitting at home and looking for something else. Right? It raises a whole lot of red flags. You don't want to get into those red flags. So you stay in your current work environment. You learn as much as you can. When people are being toxic, people are fighting, you mind your own business. You, especially if you're in the supporting role. Mago supporting role, guys, you should not be involved even in one politic in the office. Do not even get involved in one politic in the office. That is not your business. Learn as much as you can. Appreciate the fact that you've gotten your foot in the door. Because, guys, it's so difficult to get your foot in the door. Do you guys understand how difficult it is? Thank you so much for the April, Batobile. Do you guys understand how difficult it is to get your foot in the door? So once you've gotten your foot in the door, things change from there. I remember from my first job to my directorship position. Once I got in, I ran with it. I did get fired a couple of times. But I see collab. Let's see. It says some managers are not interested when you ask. They don't provide input. They are gatekeepers. Exactly. User, let me tell you something. An environment like that, learn as much as you can. Not from the manager, but from the systems that you have, from the processes that you have. Listen to people. Walk around the office and listen to other people and listen to how they speak. 12 months. Start applying for other positions. Use your LinkedIn. Exit and go. Guys, you are not trees. You are not obligated to stay with a company for 10 years. You are not obligated. A lot of people think it's an achievement. I've been working for this company for 15 years, and then they've given me my 15 year of service trophy. I don't know what you nangali trophy. It's not an achievement to sit in a company for 15 years, especially if you are going to be stuck in one position. You're going to be an administrator for 15 years. And then you think that's a sense of pride. It's really not, guys. You need to move to the next level. Or you are a manager for 20 years. You are trying to get to the C position. So, guys, make it a habit that when you are not happy somewhere, you start applying for other jobs. Understand your value. If you've been working for a year, guys, I'm telling you right now, if you've been working for a year, you undermine how valuable you become to the next company. You guys undermine that. You've been working for the year. You've been learning for the year. You've been learning how to communicate for a year. You've been learning how to use systems for a year. You've been learning how to be strategic for a year. You are valuable to us. I'm telling you from a director standpoint. You understand what I'm saying? Yo, guys, I'm missing comments. Guys, thank you so much for coming through. If you're not following me, please make sure that you're following me. And let's double tap the screen, guys. Let's see if we can get to 10K likes so that TikTok can fetch other people, because I'm really here to educate. I'm here to assist. I'm here to help, So yeah, guys, today I'm speaking about career progression. As we progress in our cases, may we work in positive spaces. Mental health is real. It is, BK, and mental health is real, guys. I am not going to deny it, right? I'm not going to deny the issue of mental health, but I want you guys not to put yourself in a position where you might jeopardize your own career progression. And we can have this conversation, right? Because I think mental strength is one of the things that I speak about. I've been in toxic environments, right? I was speaking to my wife. My wife had the hardest time. I remember in her first job, my wife was crying almost like every day, right? And then I'll speak to you about how she exited that workplace without compromising her position. Right now, she's in a very fulfilling role. It's many years down the line, right? She's really moved up. She's sitting in a strategic at a strategic level now, and then she's really gunning for that influence role. Why did you get fired, Matthew? It's a very long story. I'll put it on YouTube. I'll put it on YouTube. Khalalelo, what did you do? Khalalelo, I'll put it on YouTube. I've tried to exit by applying for jobs everywhere, but I'm stuck in this toxic work environment. Maseko, let me tell you something. You are not stuck. You are not stuck, right? There's a lot of things that you still haven't tried yet. Trust me when I tell you this. Guys, you can never be stuck in an environment like it's prison. You can never be stuck at a job like it's prison. As long as you are working and you've gained so much skills, if you take everything and you package it correctly, you're going to be out of there in no time. And you must remember, Maseko, another problem that happens is that when we're trying to exit a toxic work environment, we throw in as many applications as we can, and we're not filling out our application, our job applications correctly because we are in this desperate mode. That kills you. So we need to also slow down. But trust me, Maseko, you're not stuck. Nobody can ever be stuck anywhere. There's so many. Count the number of companies in South Africa right now. Somebody wants you. Somebody definitely wants you, so we'll speak about that. And job hunting strategy is also important. Sure, Coach Sbu, Ash, am I too late? You are not too late, Tammy. Yeah, you're 30 minutes late, actually. It's not that bad. I've been here for 7 years and now I'm not valued, being criticized at every turn. We're applying, but nothing is coming through. Gracious, I promise you. Guys, you must remember the job application process is also a very strategic process. It's not like the old days where you take out 20 CVs and then you hope for the best. Now you take control of that. And that's why I'm saying people must use LinkedIn, because LinkedIn gives you more control in terms of how you can job hunt. You really get better control when it comes to LinkedIn, But I'll do another session and I'll speak about it, But there's just so much that can be done. Go read the blog as well, right? Go check careeremporium.co.za. Go read the blog and then you will see, Lebohang saying #FetchArmy. So for those who are new here, guys, we are called the Fetch Army in this live. And what this means is we fetch everything that we want. We fetch promotions. We fetch satisfying jobs. We fetch career progression. We're a group of people that doesn't sit around and make excuses and listen to other people that are saying, oh, the economy is tough. Oh, this is what's going on. We don't play that game, right? We get things against all odds. And I give you guys practical steps. When you come to this live, I will give you practical steps, right? I'm not the one for motivational speaking. I'm drained. I understand, Gracious, you drained. But Gracious, come for the session. Let's sit down. I will show you. Guys, I made so much progress when I started and became an executive at age 35. So trust me on this. Book your session. First time here and I'm inspired. Topic is much needed. Noxie, I'm glad you're inspired, But guys, this is your career progression. Guys, I want you to have a fulfilling career journey. Don't get caught up in a trap yokuthi ngisebenzela abantwana, oh economy is tough, ngcono ngihlale la ngikhona. I'm so scared to move because what if I get rejected kuma interviews and whatnot? Uzohlala emsebenzini oyi-one thinking you're working for your kids, you're working for your family, but it's not fulfilling to you. Guys, you don't want to get at age 65 and say I could have done more, because it's cut as rewinding. You can never rewind time. What is growth in career? Moving from T1 to T2 is a growth. So Fistos, exactly, Fistos, for me, if you started a supporting role, this is, to me, is first year, second year, and third year. It's like varsity. It's like first year, second year, and third year of life. And you start in first year, and once you get that role, you start moving. You improve yourself. You improve yourself up to the point where you get into your C position or your influence position. Do you think chances in the marketplace are there if you are in your mid-40s? Yes, Okti, they are. It's never too late. It's never too late. I know people that got into directorship positions at age 45. Actually, you know what? Some companies prefer maturity when it comes to executive levels, right? So there's definitely a chance. Guys, it's not about age and it's not about where you are and where you come from. Guys, it's about practical steps that you implement to constantly improve yourself, right? You train your mind. You improve your qualities, you improve your attributes, you go for the short courses on Udemy for 250 Rand. Take all of those things, bunch them up together, right? But I'll tell you also a trick, a very, very important trick for you to get there much more faster. This supervisor position always want experience whereby you have had a team under you for years. TZ, I will tell you exactly what you need to do. I will tell you exactly what you need to do. Coaching versus motivation. Exactly, Fistos. I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm motivating when I speak, but I'm not a motivational speaker. Mine has disguised progression. They trust me with the workload, Mara, no machankura. So, Mrs. Crow, what you're going through is it's a trap that is normally associated with being good at your position and not thinking next level. So if you're good at your position as an administrator, there's no point in me moving you. I'm going to keep you there. Right? But once you start thinking strategically in our conversations, in our meetings and whatnot, now I see that I can actually use you somewhere else. So I will move you. That's when you'll start getting the promotion, right? But if you keep your head under the desk and then you work yourself to a pulp and then you come in the morning and then you leave in the late at night when everybody is gone and that's all you do, I'm going to keep you in that position. There's no point in me promoting you and moving you. So you guys need to understand that as well. Guys, thank you for following me. I appreciate you. Guys, we have a WhatsApp group also, 100%. Thank you, Sbu, for doing the Lord's work. Lebohang, my friend, you are too kind. Too kind. I'm acting in a straight role. Idea of interviews give me anxiety. I like your positivity about growth. Bibi, you are in the best position. The fact that you are even in an acting role. Let me tell you, Bibi, what's going to happen. Your journey is going straight to the influence role. I'm telling you right now, there's something that they've seen for you to even act. Learn as much as you can in that acting role. When you are set, you are just set for life. Guys, thank you for tapping the screen. We're almost 15K likes. It's loading, And guys, let me know if you have questions. One thing we need is self-belief. Fistos, self-belief is very important. Guys, you need to understand your value. You need to understand your value and you need to own yourselves, guys. You need to own your story. Lebohang Langa will tell you about the experience of owning your story. She'll tell you what it did for her, Guys, LinkedIn also has short courses, and yes, guys, LinkedIn has short courses. Guys, you cannot stop. I think that's the message that I'm trying to bring home today. You cannot stop. You need to keep learning. You need to keep upgrading. Guys, remember, when you're working for a company, you are selling your skills. Your skills are the product that you sell. So your skills need to increase in value. They need to improve, right? So think of yourself as a kettle. That's the example I always make, right? You move from being a kettle, yako clicks, to being smeg. In order for you to get there, you must improve all of your components so that when you go and negotiate a higher salary, you can show that my skills have upgraded. That is what the workplace is all about. You are selling your skills to corporate companies. So this is very, very important. I've been in support role for 15 years. Zoe, Zoe, I blame the company, but I also blame you, right? Because, guys, we do have a level of complacency where it becomes so comforting to sit in a position where we are earning money, especially now weekend, so yeah, you know what, siphuzile imali, and then we measure our success based on how much fun we have. This is needed. Can I move from the sales space to something else? Yes, you can. It's called career pivoting, right? So career pivoting is very simple. What you do is you look at the position where you want to go. And in fact, I'll give you guys a picture of what you need to do. I just need to get through the comments very quickly. Guys, thank you for following. Wow, today we actually got to 135 viewers. This is excellent. I'm glad all of you guys are here. For those who are new, we are the Fetch Army, guys. As the Fetch Army, what we do is we fetch promotions, we fetch everything that we need. All right. And guys, you'll see all of my moderators. Oboba Tobile, they're here. Obonana Lee, they're here, guys. Please make sure that you follow them as well. They keep things in order here. I just froze in an interview last month. Do you know that thing? Vicky, I'm so sorry you froze. But Vicky, go to the blog, keraimporam.co.za. I've got a blog about how to stand out in job interviews. Go check it out, keraemporium.co.za. Okay, first time here, no questions, just one comment. Velo, please type your comment. I'll see. Don't let determine your potential. Yes, went to an interview for something I studied but was offered a job as a stock controller. Nayash, something went wrong in the interview. Go read my article or my blog post, okay? How to stand up in a job interview, guys. It's really going to help you. 2 simple steps, things that they will never tell you, your experience is a challenge. Been trying to get into quant analytics. It's always 3 to 4 years experience. BK, listen to what I'm gonna tell you just now. Okay, to attend interview after a long time. Yeah, you are rusty. When you go to an interview after a long time, you are rusty. So your performance is actually low. Your energy is low. You know, you fail to impress. Can you get into a strategic role only in a diploma? Tulu, strategic role you can get into it with any qualification, right? You are going to have a small skills gap or a small qualifications gap. So on top of your diploma, if you can get onto those LinkedIn courses, those Udemy courses, you're going to be sorted. Just make sure that you close that qualifications gap. But guys, I was a director with an undergrad. So directorship position also does not mean MBA necessarily. I was in a management position with an undergrad, right? It does not necessarily mean MBA. I know people that have MBAs that are stuck in manager's role, because guys, it's about skills, it's about how you present yourself, it's about your thinking, right? So your influence role, that means you have influential thinking. Your strategic role means you have strategic thinking. So it does not mean just because you have an MBA then you're a strategic thinker, right? I know MBA people that are in low positions as well. So guys, don't think too much about your qualification. I'm grateful, but it's getting experience is something totally different. I'll tell you about the experience story. Based on comments, people have lost self-confidence. I think a lot of people have lost confidence and faith and hope, right? And people have fallen into the space of complacency. Guys, we are the Fetch Army. We don't do that. We don't feel sorry for ourselves. We do not do... the comment is, thank you, sir. Mvelo, thank you so much. I appreciate you, bro. So, guys, let me tell you what you need to do, okay? When you are in a supporting role, this is a trick, right? And this is how you draw your career, your vision plan for your career. When you are in a supporting role and you want to move into a specialist role, okay, and then this is what I'm talking about when I'm mentioning the whole issue about qualifications and experience. Go on to LinkedIn, right? So let's say you are an administrator and then you want to get into let's say supervisory position, and let's say you work in a bank. Let's say it's a banking industry, right? I just want to throw examples. So what you do is that while you are still in an administrator role, go on to LinkedIn and search banking supervisor or banking manager and look at all of the positions that pop up, right? You are not going to apply for them. Listen carefully, right? Ningaphaphi manje na jump and then you start applying for them. You're going to look at that position. That position is going to tell you duties, roles, and responsibilities. And it's going to tell you attributes, it's going to tell you skills, it's going to tell you experience. Take that post, cut it out, paste it on your wall. If that role is saying 3 to 4 years for you to get there, and these are the skills that you must acquire along the way, and these are the qualifications that you must acquire along the way, and this is the software that you must acquire, you must learn along the way. Guys, your mission for the next 4 years will be to make yourself fit in that position. Go search for those positions on LinkedIn, cut them out, paste them on your wall, and say for the next 4 years, this is my mission. So when we're speaking about you moving from the supporting role to a strategic role, guys, asithi kusasa. We're not talking tomorrow. When I'm saying, guys, shoot for directorship positions, I'm not saying tomorrow. So that's what you're going to do. Take a manager position or a supervisor position or specialist position or whatever position is next to you. Take it and paste it on the wall so that you know, Uguti, if you're going to sit in an administrator position, as long as you are there not more than 4 years, you are fine. You are fine, right? Because that's how your sector is built. Your sector is built so that you can be in an administrative position for 4 years, because that's what they require for you to move to the next level. That's what you do. That's how you build your career vision board. And once you get to a strategic position and you're looking at that C position. So guys, it depends on industry. It's not the same. In some industries, you might have a very short time in the supporting role, a very long time in a strategic role, and then a very short time in a influential role. In some industries, your support role could be longer, right? And then your strategic role could be shorter just before you get into your influence role. It depends on industry. But for me, you have to build that experience. You have to build that experience. And there's something that tells you, if the role that you're looking for says 7 years experience, and you know you've already hit 4 of that experience, then you're not too far off. Work, stay in that strategic role or stay in that support role and build yourself to get to that next role. So we're not saying tomorrow, guys. Of course, today, most of the senior positions that you're looking for, you are incompetent. Of course you are, because you haven't built yet. But that's your career vision board, right? So you cannot demand to have that position today. Guys, sorry, the comments. I'm missing comments. Guys, let's tap the screen. Let's get to 20K. Thank you for following me, guys. I really appreciate it. I'm in the banking industry. See, user, listen to what I said. I feel like I was played. Of course, you feel like you were played. But let me tell you something. Nyashi, we need to get you out of that mode, right? Because we're not going to cry over spilled milk. We're the Fetch Army, right? The Fetch Army, we don't do that. We don't cry over spilled milk. We don't just sit around and say, I've been played and there's nothing I can do. We use these practical steps. We move forward. And I understand exactly where you are. Trust me, I get it, right? Hashtag Fetch Army. Let's go, guys, But that is what we do. So, guys, AMA vision boards, when I was saying yesterday, they are full of Ferraris and stuff like that. Change your vision board. Guys, go on to LinkedIn today. The positions are clear. They tell you exactly what it is that you need to do. Guys, it's okay to be in an administrator position for 4 years and 5 years, as long as you are building the experience for the strategic role, guys, right? And in between, topang di kosinyana in between. Go to udemy.com, go to coursera.com, go to LinkedIn, do those free courses, and just pick up a few of those. Close your skills gap. But guys, at the end of the day, your career progression is supposed to be a beautiful thing. You're supposed to enjoy it. You're supposed to push yourself. You're supposed to challenge yourself. You're supposed to fail interviews. And yes, you're supposed to be dribbled a little bit. All of us have been dribbled in this corporate journey. You will get dribbled. You understand? This corporate journey is like Mjolo. You will get dribbled at the end of the day. So that's going to happen. Some interviews are going to go bad. Some work environments are going to be toxic. But that has nothing to do with you and your career progression. It has nothing to that you own. It belongs to you and nobody can take it away from you. And guys, we move. When we are not happy, we are not trees. When we are not happy at a particular work environment, we move. I call it firing the employer. If you're not happy, you fire the employer. That's what I call a resignation. You start looking for other position, and then you fire your employer. You're saying goodbye. You are not serving me. You are not serving this beautiful career growth and career potential that I have. So it's goodbye. I'm going to move on to the next guy. That is how it works. Take failed interviews as training for the next. Exactly. Guys, you will fail interviews. I think, guys, let's not look for instant gratification, number one. And number two, let's not look for perfection. Let us not look for perfection. You want things to be so perfect. I must not fail. I must not be dribbled. I must not be cheated out of my salary. It's part of the game. It's part of the freaking game. They play you, you play them, right? At the end of the day, the problem is experience. But Vuyisa, that's what I just said now. You build the experience. You build it, and you build your experience correctly. Guys, remember, if you have 10 years experience and all of your 10 years experience is useless, and what I mean by this is that in the 10 years of you gaining experience in a particular sector, you never improved yourself. You never improved your thinking. You never taught yourself about how the sector works, a new regulation, a new system, a new software. So in that 10 years, you were just building empty experience. You're not going to get anywhere. That experience, it needs to move you to the next level. You understand what I'm saying? It needs to move you to the next level. Like I said, your skills need to be more and more expensive. But guys, your career progression for me, it's the most beautiful thing. It's your map. You own it. Guys, thank you for following. If you're not following me, make sure that you are following me. All right. It's my first job, but this year won't end. I'm going to fire the employer. Thank you so much. You see, Nyash, that attitude for me, now I'm loving it. I feel like Nyash, you had this twist and this reality where you just became part of the Fetch Arm and you were like, you know what, screw this. I'm going to do this. Fire them, when Nyash. Fire them. Fire the employer. If the workplace is not servicing you, fire the employer. That's what you need to do, right? Why people view on private mode and how to see who's interested in my skills. Are you talking about LinkedIn? TZ, let me know if you speak about LinkedIn. Through 10 years in call center, I didn't know better. You see, BK, it's like your skills are not improved. Guys, you need, when you go to the negotiation table, that's why I want you guys to think like entrepreneurs. Like, think like you are the Wolf of Wall Street. You are selling skills to these companies. These companies, they sign contracts with you in order to buy your skills. You understand what I'm saying? So this is a negotiation table. The more you improve your skills, the more they become expensive. And I'll give you a practical example. When I was in a supporting role, I was good operationally. So I could do the scorecard, I could type, right? But the more I taught myself about the industry and I watched all of the interviews that were happening within my industry and I was listening to what the CEOs were saying, and I was starting to think like those CEOs, I went back to my employer and I said to him, listen here, I feel like I'm ready for the next step, right? Because I said, listen, the reason why I'm saying I'm ready for the next step is because I already know what the government is doing. I already know about this new policy. I already know about this and that. And the guys were like, yeah, we hear you. You know what I did? I fired them. I moved on to the next company. I fired so many employers in my life. Because I fire. If I'm saying to you, I've improved my skills, I've worked on myself, listen to how I think, look at how I've changed this process, look at how I changed this system. Some people accepted it and they were like, dog, we love it. Your skills have improved. Boom. Now you've got 3 more people reporting to you. There are people that appreciated it. But every now and then you bump into the a-holes that are like, yeah, I fire them. I move on to the next company because I know I'm valuable. 17 years in admin. 17 years in admin is hectic. 17 years in admin is hectic. I don't believe, let's go look at your sector, right? And tell me how many experience you need to get into a supervisory role. If the experience to get into the supervisory role is 4 years, for example, then that means you are 13 years overdue, but it could be your skills are not improving. I was willing to even shadow for free, but they said no, they need more for this current role. Nyash, let me tell you something. They're putting you in a trap, right? You need to get out. But before you get out, Nyash, do you feel that you now think strategically? If I was to ask you about the sector that you're in, and then I'm saying to you, tell me about the current affairs in terms of what's been happening in the last 2 weeks within your sector, will you be able to tell me? Because if you can't tell me that, then definitely you're still in support role mentality. And you see, guys, and that's the difference, right? That's the difference. I'm tired of being strategic role and I've improved, but damn, we move, go rough. Let me tell you something, Noxie. Now that you understand what's up, right? Now that you understand what's up, you need to now go look at the influence role and say, okay, fine. This is what I'm pasting on the wall. Go check a CEO position on LinkedIn. Go check a director position on LinkedIn. Put that on the wall and say, this is what I'm working towards now. If it requires 5 years experience, you've got 5 years to work on it. If it requires specific qualifications, you know what? Guys, your vision board, take that stuff, put it on the wall. Okay. Did I miss any comments? I didn't miss any more comments. So guys, let me know if you have any questions. I hope I'm going to see all of the questions because the comments were moving very fast today. So guys, if you're not following me, follow me. I'm Life Coach Sbu, guys. careeremporium.co.za is my platform. Go read my story, how I became an executive at age 35, and then you will see some of the things that I'm telling you is like, I was a specialist for 7 years until I was frustrated and wanted a management position. Academy, it happens. Guys, the reason why I got fired is exactly that. But, I went about it the wrong way. It's because I felt like I was already in a strategic role. Like I really felt, I felt like I was in an influence role, where I was working. So because I was speaking and behaving like, so I would go to meetings whenever I want to because I felt like I was there. I did not need to be controlled by anyone. You get what I'm saying? I would organize meeting whenever I want to. I would go to conferences whenever I want to. And I was doing something beautiful for the company. But because I was not getting permission from them, they just felt like I was too arrogant and I was too disrespectful. And then they fired me, so it wasn't bad. I didn't steal. Coach, see you soon. I've got your back. Okay, Lebo, get back to work, girl. Thank you for coming through. I really appreciate you. Vision board, I'm starting today. There you go. Zilemani, start today. Helen Zille, start today. Build that career board. Aiming for digital marketing director now because I want to be head of government communication. Noxie, you can do it. It's yours. It's yours because you are going to be using a systematic approach to get there. Trust me, you're going to beat everybody. You know, you are going to make it. You're going to make it. Never missing the Fetch Army session. First assignment is making the career vision board. Look at you guys. Velo, you are part of the Fetch Army now, right? Fetch Army, we fetch. You guys know we fetch. We don't play around. All right. Go do those vision boards. Guys, go check. I'm gonna be doing career vision boards on Zoom. Starting from May, last Saturday of every month, right? If you're struggling to do it on your own, just come through for a Zoom session and then we can sort you out, right? We'll all do it together. You know, I'm the one with 17 years admin starting today. You know what? Start today. Please start today. I have metric and computer. What else can I do? Vuisa, you can do a lot, right? You can get yourself a virtual assistant job where you can help other companies. There's a lot of remote work. Just go on to LinkedIn and search remote work. There's so much that you can do with a computer. Guys, computer and cell phone have become very, very valuable. I'm 34, still trying entry-level HR jobs. Internship ended last year. I'm depressed. Nani G, tell me how your LinkedIn looks. A lot of you guys that are struggling to get position, one thing that I picked up, a common trend, is that your LinkedIn is either horrible or non-existent. There, things are happening. Nox is saying we fetch. We fetch. Noxy, we fetch. We're the Fetch Army. We fetch. We don't play around. Thank you so much for this live informative. Tsulo, I'm glad you enjoyed it, right? And I hope you're going to be fetching as well. Guys, we fetch. We don't play around, right? So guys, go to keraimporia.co.za. You can join the LinkedIn, the WhatsApp group from there. And yeah, guys, there's so much. There's a blog that I put out, guys, where I give you practical steps. Go read those articles. Don't be lazy. Go read those articles, right? And then guys, how does one book a session with you to fetch? Tally, careeremporium.co.za. You can see there. You see above your comments. Do you see the website? careeremporium.co.za there. Just above your comments. That's where you go. That's where you go and book your session. So guys, book your sessions, right? Guys, it's a little investment. $199 for the LinkedIn session, $450 for your career strategy, right? Guys, it's not that much, guys. Invest in yourselves. That's the most important thing, guys. Learn to pay. Can I please understand how we can improve our LinkedIn profiles? Miss Lisa, it's a long conversation. Improving your LinkedIn profile is a long conversation because it depends on many factors. Sometimes it's your about section that is not right. Sometimes it's your headline that is not right. Sometimes it's your cover image that is not right. Sometimes your experience, you didn't put in enough duties and responsibilities. So it's a magnitude of issues. So that's why I would rather you come for a one-on-one so that we can look at it individually, right? So I don't do umbrella sort of like strategies where I believe you guys have the same problems. I work on individual problems, Guys, thank you for following me. Wow, you guys have been generous today. Yes, I'm up to date with what's happening in my sector. I will get company that sees my value. There you go. Nyashi, let's go fetch. How can I gain confidence to go for a job interview after such a long time? Lady D, go to careeremporium.co.za. Go read my article about how to stand out in a job interview, 2 steps, right? Information gives you confidence. When you go for an interview, one thing that's going to make you confident is information. I was always ahead of my sector from the moment I was in my support role. And I knew when I get into an interview, I'm going to take over it. The Fetch Army takes over interviews. We run interviews. Can I be added on the WhatsApp group? Nana Lee is there, guys. If you're struggling, because a lot of people have been struggling. If you're struggling, guys, please follow Nana Lee and follow Batobile, follow my moderators, and then you can inbox them. If you're struggling, Nana Lee, I know, is the administrator for the WhatsApp group as well. I'm going to make Batobile the administrator today as well. Guys, inbox them and follow them and check them out on LinkedIn as well. Okay. I don't even know what's going on in my LinkedIn account. Ooh, Vicky, you are missing out on the world. How much again? $199 for a LinkedIn session, 1 hour on Zoom, and $450 for a coaching session for your strategy and your career growth and your career progression, and to cry on my shoulder if things are not working out for you. So yeah, guys. Guys, thank you so much for coming through. If you've got any questions, you guys can just let me know. But go to careeremporium.co.za. Welcome all to the Fetch Army. The army grows every day. And guys, the aim of these lives is that as the Fetch Army, we do not play around. We go and we fetch what's ours. Guys, everything that we've been told before, we reject it. We reject that companies don't want us to progress. We don't care about that. We do it ourselves. 25K done. Thank you so much, guys. This is wonderful. So we don't care about what people have told us. We become directors with undergrads and diplomas. That's what we do as a Fetch Army, guys. We do not play around. We fetch what belongs to us, So, guys, I'm about to close the live, but don't go. Everybody, all the people that are new in this live, every time before I close the live, I give everybody who's here a shout out. So I'm going to open up a list of everybody who's here. I'm going to give you a shout out. Don't leave the live. But in the meantime, please make sure that you're following me. And as I am reading, guys, your shout outs, I want you guys to type in the comment section #FetchArmy. Okay, I want you guys to put in the comments #FetchArmy. That tells me that you are signing a contract with yourself today to do better when it comes to your careers. So please, guys, let's type it in the comments. #FetchArmy. Put it in the comments, and then I'm gonna give you guys all shout outs, everybody who's here, right? Yes, there you go. Debate has started. So follow the train, guys. Batobil is in. Everybody's in, right? So follow the train, guys, while I give you guys all of your shout outs, guys. Thank you so much for coming through. Okay, Batobile, Queen Moderator, thank you so much for the gifts and thank you for coming through. Thank you for running this live. I really appreciate you. Nana Lee, strength to you, my friend. Thank you so much for always supporting the live, my friend. I know, you Skim Samse, guys. User 229, please change your name so that I can give you a shout out. But thank you for coming through. Sikoke, thank you for coming through. Masingita, I see you. Nasi, thank you for coming through. Vicky, I see you. Koputso, inspire us to go to gym. Thank you so much. Tali, I see you. Gottlieb, I see you. Liswa, I see you. Puseletso, I see you. Buhle Dlamini, I see you. Hello, I see you. Lawrence Unity, I see you. Nkateko, I see you. Masejo, I see you. Lady D, I see you. Titi Zondo, I see you. Amanda M, I see you. Machep Map, thank you for coming through. Chifiwa, thank you for coming through. Dibete, Fetch Army, let's go. Thank you for coming through. Tlesko, thank you for coming through. Mvelo, thank you for engaging. I see you. Rich Auntie, I see you. Rich Auntie, Poro us some money there. Star Pisces, I see you. Miss T, I see you. Irie, I see you. Miss Lisa, I see you. Zentle Klingo, I see you. Makanya Regina SA, I see you, and thank you for following my content. Samu, I see you. Lolo, I see you. Hunadi, I see you. Zile, thank you for coming through. I hope you're really gonna work on your vision board. Kenelo, I see you. Namisa, I see you. Kulani Confidence, I see you. All Good in the Hood, I see you. Mzala Wenu, I see you. Azania, I see you. Mbalentle, I see you. Polinti, I see you. Poposo, I see you. Kidi, I see you. Zanele 17, I see you. User 510, I wish I knew your name, but I see you. Diremo SK, I see you. Surprise, I see you. Gift, I see you. T-Girl, I see you. User 344, I wish I knew your name, but I see you. Kumbu, I see you. Lindy, I see you. Tsakanya, I see you. Okti, thank you for coming through and engaging. I see you. Sekina, I see you. Togozila, I see you. Jay, I see you. JQM, I see you. Nana, I see you. Cupcake, Sil Ramaphosa, I see you. Brenda Lusinga, I see you. Sipilisiwe, I see you. BK, thank you for engaging. I see you. Nani G, I see you. User 476, I wish I knew you, but I see you. Jen, I see you. Spongoguhle, I see you. Yvonne, I see you. Nyashi, let's go fetch Nyashi. Let's do what needs to be done. But I see you. Ngwako Joel, I see you. Mashia Khateb, I see you. Tseho, I see you. Darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. I see you. Babes, I see you. Yoliswa, I see you. Meimuna, I see you. Buitumelo, I see you. User 7874, I see you. Sosana, I see you. Rapsteak, thank you for coming through. I see you. Sabrina, I see you. Pokatepo, I see you. Malebo, I see you. Lerato, I see you. Nonka, I see you. Kulofelo, I see you. Julia, I see you. Nwabis, I see you. Babs, I see you. Mfundogazi, I see you. Saisha Naidu, I see you. Team Africa, I see you. Posha Makopa, I see you. Impriti, I see you. Noxy, I see you. Woo! What a list. Thank you so much, Fetch Army. I really appreciate you guys. I really hope that you're going to do the right thing. Guys, let me just stick around until we get to 30K, guys. I've never achieved 30K in my life. So please double tap the screen as we type Fetch Army in the comments there so that I can get to 30K. So that I can see 30K for the first time ever in my life. Mrs. Crow, what happened? What happened? What did I miss? I'll tap with you guys to 30K. But guys, thank you for coming through. I missed your name, Mrs. Crow, Mrs. Cow. Oh, Mrs. Cow. But the name, Mrs. Cow. Mrs. Cow, I see you, Mrs. Cow, as well. Guys, thank you for coming through. Nombuso, hi, you came as we are exiting. But guys, we just need to get to 30K and then I'm gonna jump off. Okay, it's 30K. Then is it 30K already? Yes, 30K done. Guys, thank you so much. Guys, I'm live every day at 2 o'clock. The only time I'm not live is tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm traveling, so I won't be live. But yeah, guys, I will see you. Take care. Mwah, 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 mwah. I'm out of here, guys. Sharp, sharp.